Hello everybody, Princess Ramnus here, and we're going to play Doki Doki Literature Club, and I know it's been a while since we played that, but hopefully you enjoy it, so yay. I missed you? Wait, what? Wait, that's new, okay. Also, I know that, sorry, like, I know that this is a little bit old, but, I thought maybe why not, we should play it. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's start a game. So this one. Alright, I don't know which route we were going for again, but how about... Okay. Okay. Defeated a skipping heart. It's sunny, we fickle, alone, like a nice sing lollipop. I don't know. Oh, why? Why? Hi again, Otzi-chan. I don't know what voice I gave her, so, glad to see you didn't run away from us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. But I at least kept my word. Sorry. Well, I'm back at Literature Club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, okay, your face glitched. Okay. Thanks for keeping your promise, Artsu-chan. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, okay, what? Oh, come on! Like, he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki... something... Stop. Get out of the way. You have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Artsu-chan. I'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Is it me or did the screen tilt? It's not me, right? Oh, that's trippy. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I was just trying to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. as we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Yeah, she's adorable. Dang it. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. Wait, it did tilt. Now it's straight. What? Man, when I was in public school, they didn't have chairs like these. These look so much nicer. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. Think she noticed me looking at her? She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Yuri, I need to be pushed back in place. I wanted to reread some of it. Okay. Something's bugging out. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What is the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol in the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse as they start to selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixating to... Oh, that might be a little bit too much of a spoiler. It sounds kind of cool to read though. Or like, it could be a creepypasta. It sounds cool. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Artie-chan? It's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy, close up on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. when horrible things happen. Not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. What? And suddenly, I'm rambling. I'm rambling, aren't I? Okay. No, not again. I'm so sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body goes cripply. What? I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. What? Oh, I'm so sorry if I end up saying something strange. Hold on. Okay, and please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think that you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? Yep, yes. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. Open the book and start the prologue. I don't understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. I mean, a little distraction, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just being familiar. What? Yuri, you apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't mean to. Sorry. I mean, uh, here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold the book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. I feel like my left arm is in the way, so I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this makes it difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. I do the same with my right arm to the side of the book. Turn the page, Yuri slides it under her thumb and flips the page. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face. She's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I got a bit distracted for a second. Glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not too used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. So turn the page. Gently go laughing, let it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a little silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't like this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was thinking the way she second guess things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Wonder what she thought I was talking about. The book sounds kind of interesting. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So, I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts a hand on her chest to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth is that about? Artie-chan? Did something just happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does it sometimes. So it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems to each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a little while, so I figured we could start without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up, make a mental note of where I left the book, and I slip it back into my bag. I show I'll do first. How about Natsuki? Told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair I share mine with her first.
Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute
enough for your tastes.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try. That's about it. But that's about it.
Yeah. I thought you weren't gonna like it.
I like it. What?
Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't just take my writing seriously.
But isn't that the point of poems for people to express themselves? The writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling of the last line.
Oh, I just noticed, she's gone. Okay, so you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what I mean. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from you youngest here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Alright, let's do Monica.
Hi, Artie-chan. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you have any suggestions for the clubs, like new activities or anything you can do better, I'm always listening.
Why is the music fading? Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. Much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Rexy-chan. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's the sort of barrier we'll learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I have Monica my poem. Great job, Archie-chan. I was going all in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imaginary symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that as a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so I don't blame her for coming on a little strongly, like earlier. I think if she got too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. We all just started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time. So I'm more than glad you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. I'm pretty confident there's someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me, confused. I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in the room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound is frantic, scrolling, playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. What? So, what do you think? It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be easily powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say it that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is, if you keep the pen on the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. And that's my advice for today. Thank you for listening. Alright, Yuri. Also, I realized the music wasn't fading. I just have it low, sorry. As Yuri reads my poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What's that? Huh? Did I just say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
Really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do I have? Your use of imaginary metaphors indicate that you have written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just mean,
Yuri trails off, unable to find her excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah, okay. This is the reason why I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical to new writers, and I have been through that myself. I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think it's the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style deliberate, very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, it's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take some time, but it all comes to practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. Not sure what usually apologizing himself. To herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read her poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Ghosts under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, phasing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light, to have withheld the feast of time, thus yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air as I present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicken back. That's it? Okay.
I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. Actually, your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghost theory?
Actually, the story isn't bad at ghosts at all, Artsy-chan.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining places comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. How did you move on with that? That's impressive.
It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. Anything I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Artsy-chan.
Me too. Phew. Guess that's everyone. Glance over around the room.
That's a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. I thought the music was glitching, sorry. Even if they're being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is literature club after all, I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Ah, thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you just completely miss my symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean to say that you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
If I was looking for a suggestion, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Archie-chan did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing styles. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless, of course, I come across something I find particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Archie-chan liked my poem too, you know. He even told me that he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Archie-chan appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours.
Huh? And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately going out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ugh. Well, you know what? I was the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Archie-chan started showing up.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you!
Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as soon as you look, Natsuki.
What?
Me? Or time I wanna be edgy bitch. Edgy? Sorry that my life sounds so much for something who I was mentally to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves and graduate middle school, you know.
If you want to prove anything, stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. Think that you can counterbalance toxic personalities just by dressing up cute? The only thing that's cute about you is that you try too hard.
Oh, be careful, you might cut yourself on your edge. Oh, my bad, you already did, didn't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with you in your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Archie-chan hear everything you heard. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this.
Suddenly, Yuri turns toward me as if she just noticed I was standing here.
Archie-chan, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true.
She started it.
What? Yuri? Natsuki? Yuri? Natsuki? Yuri? Natsuki? Yuri? Monica, stop getting close to my camera.
Hey Archie-chan, why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll get back inside once they're done yelling.
Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes, but I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead.
Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom.
Oh, she's crying. Natsuki. Natsuki.
She quickly runs away.
Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yuri is walking back and forth in her desk, the palms in her forehead.
Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you.
I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki, or did.
Archie-chan, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about this tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want.
Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica.
You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay for a little bit longer.
I'm the president of this club. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done.
Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take responsibility today.
That kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri.
It's not that. It's not that. I just didn't get much of a chance to come discuss my book with Archie-chan. It would just be embarrassing with you listening.
I guess I don't really have a choice, do I?
I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate if understood.
You know what? Okay, we are going to,
Say...
Yeah. And, just, go back to window. But, yeah, that'll be it for today's episode, guys. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe if you wish. And I will see you fellow kids next time.
Bye-bye!